It is day 6, 12,000 something or other words. And I never want to stop for this entire year. Even before that, actually, like when I finished Nano last year, I've been saying that this is it for me. Like year 10 and I'm done. It's time consuming, it's blah blah blah, I don't want to do it anymore, I don't want to write fiction anymore, seriously, blah blah blah. I don't know if I feel that way anymore. I feel like I have fallen in love with something that I used to love and left and have come back to and realized that I was stupid forever even thinking that walking away was a good idea. I don't know if it's this story specifically or all books in general, but I feel like a part of me has been missing for a long time. This whole year, I have not really been writing that much fiction. I've been like slowly chipping away at my Nano book from 2 years ago that I'm too stubborn to not finish. And I've had this idea for the story, I want to say since like January, honestly. Maybe it was a little before that, maybe after that, I don't remember, but I got this idea. It wasn't a very well formed idea, but I got this idea and I was like, oh, what a great story for NaNoWriMo. I'm not going to write anything until then because I don't have time, because I didn't. And now, because of some things that I haven't talked about publicly yet, I have a lot more time. I still have a job, please don't worry about me. So I spent this whole weekend, okay, not the whole weekend, that would be a lie. I wrote 6,000 words this weekend. I had so much fun. I was so into it. I was like, I love these characters. I want to keep developing this story. I want to finish this thing now. I don't understand this part of myself that craves this so much. There's this internal motivation that I have always had that when I start writing a story drives me forward so hard that I almost become addicted to it. I can't stop. When I was 19, there were other things going on, so I'm not going to blame some weird force inside me for this happening, but I wrote like a 130,000 word book in 2 weeks. I shouldn't have done that. And yet to date, that is one of my babies. That is one of the few, honestly, books that I've finished, and even fewer of the projects that I've finished that I have liked and then I've gone back and edited and revised and that I would still love to publish. And that was what, 5, 7, I can't do math. That was like 7 years ago, and I still care about that story. Maybe I need this. Maybe I am the type of person that needs once a year to have something that forces me to sit down and write a book. Maybe that's why so many people do NaNoWriMo for so long. Because even though you're writing garbage the whole month, even though you're just cranking out 50,000 words as fast as you can, is that such a bad thing? It's like, yes, you're well seasoned, you know that you can write a book, you don't need NaNoWriMo to like launch yourself off and write a book for the first time. But what's the harm in it? I have wanted to touch this story for so long, and I've held back for so long, and I almost want to say that was the best decision I ever made, because I still didn't know a lot of details and I'm pantsing it so hard, but it's not a struggle for me. And I understand that there's a lot of people that are really struggling and that always struggle and that will always struggle, and that these things don't come easily to them. And I feel bad when I say that sometimes that's not the case for me. I feel like I'm bragging about some internal thing inside me that is not my fault, that I didn't ask for, that I would love to share with someone else who doesn't have it. I feel bad for talking about it because it feels like I'm saying, I have this thing that makes me better than you. That's not what I'm ever saying. And I would love to take this and figure out what this is and say, here, have this, this is what this feels like, because it's hard to describe. It's like I was meant to write this story. Will this be it for me? I don't know anymore. That's terrifying. Why? I don't even want to anymore. I don't want to be an author. Like, that's not a major goal for me. I just like writing stuff. Like, can't I have this dream of doing something completely different. And that's not to say that I can't do both, but no! This is not what I want right now. I didn't start NaNoWriMo, my 10th attempt, thinking that I would fall in love with fiction again. And it happened. It caught me off guard, and I realized, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this now. I guess I'm falling in love. And weirdly writing about falling in love as I'm falling in love with the story about falling in love. I'm not ready for where this story is taking me. It is quite an emotional roller coaster, but we'll see what happens. Day 7, here we come.